We are doing Appendage Day. It means exactly what it is. Appendages, your arms and your legs. Just to really focus on recovery on the days that I have off. A lot of people talk about this is the best time to put on muscle, the rebound, the post-show. It's actually not. There's been a couple studies after. Typically what you're seeing when you're post-show is just a glycogen refilling and maybe a little bit of the muscle you lost during the dieting phase, but actual new tissue isn't really occurring for the most part, no matter what you're taking. It's even worse if you are a natural athlete, though. Definitely you don't want to be pushing things too quickly. Vitamin D, you see, a lot of people have been asking me, like, how do I mentally function only training 3 days a week? And honestly, I like it a lot right now, to be honest. If I just bodybuilt and played video games all day, which would be the life, yeah, it would probably be a little stressful just sitting around my house all day, but I'm not sitting around my house all day, I'm working. I think understanding like what your goal is, how you get closer to your goal, steps required to get there, it just makes it easier for me. I know what I need to do. You can display everything out, you can lay it out for them, and then they still mentally can't like do it or accept it. For me, as long as I know why I'm doing something and what I need to do, I'm in a good spot.
The good part about obviously of Terrence and I having worked together for a long time is there's like no mystery between obviously myself or Terrence. Terrence has a little bit of a harder time putting on tissue relative to his peers. Like it just doesn't happen as fast. Recovery I think is one of the biggest issues for Terrence, just as a matter of obviously relative to the stimulus, relative to the training is always a big thing, and then just how much he's working, traveling, sleeping, all that kind of stuff. The goal is to see like basically how little can we do from a stimulus standpoint, from a training standpoint. We only have 3 workouts a week right now. So it should be a point where we're able to progress pretty well within those movements. And so the only thing that's kind of slightly different is basically it's kind of a push-pull lower at its core. I still want to keep his arm frequency just a little bit higher. Again, because if something can grow right now, I still want to keep a little bit more priority on arms. So that's why the weird thing we're doing today is we start with arms on lower body day. And the reason I've done that as well too is because lower body is such a strong point for Terrence that if we're just training hard with 3 exercises, which is what we're doing for legs, his legs will still grow, or worst case scenario, just maintain size. But really just focusing on recovery at this point in time. Let him, if he can grow, it's from a lot of recovery. Or like I said, as a bare minimum, maintain, get him feeling good, and you know, get him in a good spot when we get into a place where he can kind of push and grow some more. Yep. Come on. All you. Let's go one. Smooth rep.
Yep.
Nice. Reset.
If you guys don't know who Michaela Aycock is, probably one of the hardest training people is one of the hardest training people in the industry. Like respected by all, hardcore motherfuckers. She's got one of the coolest stories when it comes to programming and like progression. She had like no legs for like, she was competing for like maybe 6 years. Mm-hmm. And then she changed up her programming. Was it 2 years ago?
Really last year, really. The first full year of it.
And her legs exploded. Like, it really shocked me that you could be doing things, and she was training hard. It's not that her training style didn't change. It was pretty much purely like a programming change, and I feel like she put on like, I would like to know how many inches she put on her legs. Yeah. But it's like 4 or 5 inches in a single off season, and it's not even a full year.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta find the photos, but it's really impressive from 3 days of training. Back in the day, people always used to talk about like having the toes pointed, like in a V, or toes pointed inward. That can cause you a lot of knee issues. My best way of explaining it is, you kind of want to think of your knee as like a hinge. I remember like doors we had, people would always bang at it from the top, then that one hinge at the top would wear out first. But if you open a door like you're supposed to very evenly from the middle, then it lasts a lot longer. So if you turn it out and you're always damaging this side, turn it and you're always damaging this side, your knee's gonna wear it a lot quicker. and there's no advantage to building muscle. So it's like a double shitty, double whammy.
Yep. Come on, finish. Finish.
Yep.
Good. Nice up. Especially these next few weeks, you'll be able to make some pretty damn good progress. And then get to a point, there's gonna be a point when you're just like pure TRT in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then it's
in like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, so I figure getting close there. So obviously just try and make as big a jumps as we can. It'll take a while for that to clear for the next 3-4 weeks. And then probably get to a point where it's really just maintaining. Okay. And it might even be, because honestly, I don't think, like, for some of our compound leg stuff, I don't think I'll even take you up above. Maybe 1 working set, maybe 2 on the leg press, see how it goes. But then if we even, like, on the upper body, like rows and presses, we might even taper that back when you're cruising just to 1 set and just really try and maintain that strength the best we possibly can.
Okay.
Because that's really the goal, is obviously these next few weeks, just, you know, if we can make some big jumps, make some big jumps while you can, and then just hang on to it the best we can. Up. Again, come on, Terrence.
Yep.
I got you. Come on. Up. Finish.
Up.
Yeah.
Muscles. I really like all my training right now. The only thing I might want to change is, you guys will see on chest day, we're still doing the prime. I might just want to switch to a Smith machine incline. Solely for Instagram purposes. But no one knows how much weight I'm lifting when it's on a prime. They're like, is that heavy? I don't know. But if they see it on a Swift machine, they're like, yeah, that's heavy. But no, it was really good. Everything's feeling pretty good. I was even able to do 6.5 plates. I found a really good foot placement. It's crazy. I've been doing this forever, and I'm like, oh, I found a really good foot placement. But yeah, I did, where my knees aren't bothering me. I kept my legs really tight together. I think for most people, I think, like, I'm on TikTok and stuff like that, and I see a lot of kids really focused in on a lot of the nuances of lifting. And I mean, it's fun to learn. It's good, good to know. But if you're brand new, like, focusing on the nuances of, like, oh, this works minor, my short head of my bicep, this works the long head, or this works this versus that. I don't think it's really too important at that point. Could be wrong, but I think just focusing on progressing and things like that is the most important thing you can do. But at my point, when I've been doing it almost 10 years now, every little bit and every little piece is important, and you can actually see if it makes any difference. And you can actually see if it makes any difference. So this is like my case study this off season. We'll see if doing only mostly long head curls will help that grow more. Which is funny because I look at my biceps in my poses, and they look very good from, like, the short head, the inner part. But when I face the rear, I think my rear double is where they lack a lot, which is the longer head is what you see from that point. So, which people I would imagine call that part the peak. Yeah. So we'll see if that actually helps. I'll be really happy if it does. And I was talking about legs. Legs, my adductors I'm really happy with. What I would like is a bit more quad sweep. I don't think foot placement really matters that much in terms of building more mass when it comes to quad sweep, but changing the width can lower the amount of work your abductors do. And I'm thinking, well, if my adductors are doing a little bit less work, then maybe my quads can have a little bit more room to grow. So we'll see. Just little tiny things that might work, might not, but I'll be the guinea pig, and then at the end of the off season, you can see. I did all my measurements of my muscles too. Should I read that off or?
We should like film you doing it.
Okay, we'll do that. So you guys will see that soon. And yeah, I really want to be very, because a lot of times people, they're out there and they say, oh, you know, I'm growing, or this is working, all my workouts are working, and they have no actual data. They have no proof that it's actually working. And a lot of people who say that 2 years later, they look the same and they're still saying my workouts are great, my workouts are working. And I'm like, I don't think they are. So with me, I'm like, let me know for sure. I've done it in the past, but I've done case studies with the guys at UT, University of Tampa, and I've known for a fact that throughout a prep, I don't lose any muscle training the way me and Joe train, but I've never tracked anything off-season wise to kind of give that same proof of concept. So this is the year for that.